Nepal. Today it is very cold in Nepal, colder than yesterday. Okay, so I hope you had good discussion with Janaka sir and the rest of the rest of the participants. So whatever we learned, we started, we all know about STEAM, but we have discussed few things about STEAM and its importance and how STEM became STEAM and how we are going to integrate this, like the five disciplines in our education, and then like teach the students how and what it is and how we are going to integrate in their daily learning. So today I will be talking a little bit about curriculum. Actually, I wanted to talk about education, but not today. First, let's finish about STEAM, and then we'll talk about education as democracy, and then we'll talk about a little bit about ICT in education, sorry, in STEAM. So ICT plays a very key role in understanding STEAM. So how we can integrate ICT in our STEAM education, and then we'll do a little bit of some activities. You can do it on your own online also. And then we learn few things, then how we are going to have different activities for different children, different students in the classroom. So we'll discuss on that. Since we are a big group, so we cannot do group activities here, but you can do it individually at home once I give you kind of I won't say assignment, but kind of a practice for you, so that you can come up with like how you can integrate STEAM in your daily teaching and learning. Okay, so today I'll be talking about us few things about the curriculum and how we are going to have integrate that in our daily education in the classroom. I would say, as an educator, how are we going to do that? So this is very important. And yeah, and sometimes we don't understand how we are going to integrate this STEAM, like in our curriculum. We Because we have curriculum, and the disciplines are being introduced to us, and then we know that we can bring STEAM in the classroom. So how are we going to do that, and how it becomes successful? So I'm going to share this with you, and let me share this. Okay, so let's discuss this after I make a short presentation. Since you are, most of you are aware of STEAM education. Okay, and then let's talk about, I've put here, I have read this somewhere, and then I have, when I was a student of STEAM, how you are going to have these components of of a successful STEAM curriculum. So if I integrate these in my curriculum, I think hopefully we can give our students some activities, so that the students can learn better. So there are seven key components to make your STEAM curriculum very successful. So let's start with the first one, that is engaging students with relevant real world applications. I think I have mentioned this with you before also, because this is very important, that like how do the students get engaged and how do they connect with the real world. And their way of understanding is very important, because they will always connect with the real world they are living in. And if you look at the points, I have mentioned here, there is one typo again. Students will see how concepts they are learning in the classroom apply to the real world around them. They know the concepts, but they are not aware how they are going to connect that. So it is very important for them to connect and then apply to the world around them. So each and every student will look around them, and the learning they have, and then they will try to connect it, and they become very engaged and very interested in the material. So, oh, okay, this is the activity we have to do, this is the project work we have to do. So I am going to, like, engage myself with lots of things that I see within the world that I live in. And then they will be interested in learn like in the material, because they are going to be. Pardon, is there anything wrong? Okay. And as educators, we are not, there are, we call ourselves teachers, but most of the time I prefer to call myself educator, because I am the one who always not going to teach every time, but being an educator, like being there, I should be able to make plans for STEAM curriculum, and that include projects and activities. So if you can give your students, different projects and then different activities, and they are always engaged with their activities, and they will learn, they will create, they will develop so many innovative creations, and they have lots of ideas within themselves. And this will allow students to see the real world applications, how it has been applied in the real world. So how am I going to do that? And the concepts they are learning. So every now and then we are talking about the new technologies, new way of understanding, new way of understanding science. Like being an engineer, being a scientist, we have to understand the concepts that we are learning, and then we always try to connect it with the real world. And of course then we are going to apply that. So the applications are very important for the students. If they learn something new, they have to apply. If they know that there is something that is, yesterday someone, one of the ma'ams, she asked about AI. Even that is also new thing for us. So how do you use that? Is it possible to like apply that? And I, it's just, I was not discouraging, but it is very soon to say that, like how we are going to like apply AI in our daily lives. It is quite early to say now. So let's learn and let's understand, how you are going to incorporate or integrate your the activities, the different activities in your classroom. And that is the most challenging part, I think. It's not only about the early childhood, it is for the other students also, the adult students also. So every time lecture based class, they don't like it. So they always wanted something new, something they can create, something they like put their hands on, touch, feel, understand. So then only they'll be able to learn. So the next one is, the second one is, connect different disciplines with interdisciplinary learning. So, and this is one of the key very unique features of STEAM education. So we combine, like several different disciplines. So it's not only one discipline, but we are combining so many different disciplines. And of course, students will have lots of opportunities to apply that, and whatever they've learned in one discipline to another discipline. So if they are if they're talking about science, like science is all mostly linked with technology and engineering and mathematics, and now even arts. Like Leonardo da Vinci has said, like science and art is very closely connected. So it is nature and then the art. So each and every student will have the opportunity. So we have to give them opportunity to explore, to learn, like to find the things they have learned. And because they always try to connect it with the world. So, for example, I have given an example here that students might use the math skills. Like you are very good in maths, and you are using that skills, and to design and build a bridge in an engineering project. So, designing a bridge and then building a bridge is also very challenging work, because what kind of bridge are you looking for? And like if like you have come to Nepal, if you go to the hill mountains, like you can see, we call it suspension bridge, because we have huge mountains, and in between you have to cross, go from one mountain to another mountain. So in between you can see the suspension bridge. So it is more or less, like moving so much. And you can find so many bridges like this in Nepal. I don't know about Sri Lanka, but I didn't see in Sri Lanka. um, but we have so many of this, so they can create and they have the skills. Okay, how are you going to have how are you going to help people from one end to the another end of these mountains to connect? So they are building a new design of a bridge, and they can easily build that kind of bridge for people to move from one place to the other place. So they can always, like, connect themselves with the engineering project. So they have different disciplines, and they are trying to connect those disciplines with each in like one another. So number three is providing opportunities for hands-on learning. I think I mentioned yesterday also, until and unless you are giving your students to do something, work on something, and they are not going to learn very properly. So this is a very crucial component of a successful STEAM curriculum. And we all know that, like, hands-on activities, hands-on learnings are very important for students, and should be provided. I think, I'm so sorry, while I was typing, there is typo, there's some error. I can see that. So students should be provided the opportunity to work on projects and activities. If you allow them, they will use their brain. If you allow them, they will work in a team. If you allow them, they will create something. If you allow them, they'll be innovators. If you don't allow them to do something, you cannot expect them to bring out something new. So this will allow them to apply the concepts they've learned in the classroom. And then, like, whatever the concepts, okay, if you are talking about maths, or if you're talking about technology, so you have been teaching the concepts of technology for a long time. But until and unless they put their hand on that particular activity, it is not going to work. They cannot connect with their learning, and then the concepts that they have. So they are likely to remember, and then they'll remember, they learn, they develop, and they kind of have a deeper understanding of the concepts, they work with their hands. So it is very important that a simple example I can give of arts: until and unless you touch the paint, you get dirty yourself. You don't play with the colors. How do you know that colors can change if you mix it with different kinds of colors? So this is very important. What kind of color you can bring out from mixing one or two or three different colors. So for that, you need to uh, like, use it. You need to have your hands on the colors that you have. So this is how, like, we give them opportunities to use their hands on learning. So as educators, as teachers, we should always give them opportunity to work on different projects and activities. And this is how we take, even the university where I studied, they say that whenever you are teaching the students, please like, give them project works, because that will help them be very creative and critical thinker. They come as they uh, they will know how to be critical thinkers and solve the problems they come across. So this is really important that you give them opportunity. And the fourth one is integrate engineering design process, that EDP, into the classroom. So if, like, you are integrating EDP into in stream curriculum, then so we can help the students develop their thinking skills. As I mentioned, that you can always help them be critical thinkers and learn how to solve real world problems. It's not the problems only, it is the real world problems. So what are the problems you are facing? What are the things that you see? So how are you going to solve those problems? So they need to think that. And it also, the EDP also provides a flexible process, and that helps the students to identify and solve problems they encounter. Until and unless they encounter problems, they cannot solve it. So let them solve the problems, being critical thinkers. So they have to know what is going on, what is happening in the world. So let them feel it, let them see it, let them face the problems. Then only they can find the solution for that. And of course, by conducting background research, like research is one of the key component. Whatever you do, like you always have to have a research on something that you feel that, okay, I find some problems, or I find a gap in between, and you need to develop multiple ideas for solutions. It's not going to work like with one solution. Oh, this is it, so I'm going to work on it. It doesn't give you a kind of solution, so you have to have multiple ideas. And they can create and test prototypes. We'll talk about these prototypes later on, as how you develop your prototypes. Okay, so you are producing something, you are creating something, and then ultimately you have something in your hand. But do you think that without testing that prototype it works or not? So you have to evaluate that, you have to redesign them, and then learn from your mistake. It's not going to work in one shot. Like even the scientists, like when they are being innovators, they create something, and then they need to test it, they need to evaluate, they need to redesign it, then only they'll come up with a proper product. And if you are making a mistake with that, you need to learn from your mistakes. You should not get disheartened, you should not discourage students, like if they are not successful. So we always need to help them with, like let them be successful, if and then make them understand how they should learn from their mistakes. So we are going to integrate, like EDP into the stream curriculum. And the next one that we have is encouraging collaboration and teamwork. Now, yes, for the past 2 days, I had been talking about like collaboration and teamwork. Now, this is very important. You're not going to work alone, and this is very important aspect of STEAM education. Because if you collaborate with others, you are sharing your ideas, you are learning from each other, you are communicating effectively, and you are developing problem solving skills. If you don't communicate with anyone, then how are you going to develop problem solving skills, and how are you going to share ideas? Until unless you share ideas, it is not going to like have a real product in your hand. So, and the students will be allowed to work in groups or pairs and projects and activities. So let them work in a group. We are not talking about big large groups, we're talking about smaller groups where they can share their ideas. They can have like they can talk to each other and then come up with solutions. And it will also help them understand and appreciate different perspectives and ways of thinking. So, okay, my way of understanding may differ with others. So, I think in this manner. So, what do you think? I think differently. Each and every person is different. So, the thinking capacity or the capability is also different from each other. So, we have to understand that and appreciate that. And even working in groups can foster a sense of community. Oh, we belong into the same community, and then or belong in the same classroom. So I have my own community where I am going to share my ideas with. So this is going to help you foster a sense of community. So like I can give you a simple example. If you look at your community, let's not talk about the classroom, your community. I don't know about Sri Lanka, but in Nepal, you can see that we have our own communities. I have my own community. We have caste system in Nepal. So I belong to Newar caste system. I follow Newar caste system. I belong to Newar. So I have my different language. I have my different dialect. I have my different community. I have my different culture and language and everything. So you develop a community, and then you feel that you belong to that community. Similarly, in the classroom also, if you make them sit in a group and then like ask them to work in collaboration or in a team, then they will feel, okay, this I belong, your belongingness, like I am in this community. So that kind of sense should students have, that they should feel it, and then they can work, so that they can work very well. So in this way, you are motivating, you are engaging, and then your outcomes, the students' outcomes, will be very, very good. The academic outcomes, okay, in a STEAM curriculum. So we are, like I don't know how many. I was thinking of asking you all, how many of you are know develop, or I would say develop a lesson plan? Do you make a lesson plan before you enter your classroom?
Yes, ma'am, we do.
You do, no? So
Yes.
have you ever, now after you learn so many things about STEAM, you can also develop a kind of lesson plan on STEAM so that you don't have any problem, while you enter the classroom, and students understand what you are talking about. So this is really going to help the students motivate and then engage. Like the teacher's role will be very, very less if you are engaging students. You don't have to worry about, oh, what am I going to teach today? So you've already taught. So see, observe them, how they are engaging themselves in this field. So, like they come up with a very good outcome. So tomorrow, like if you start with the small children, tomorrow you need not to worry about their outcomes. So because you've already taught them how to do it. So STEAM will help, the STEAM curriculum will help students to come up with really, successful human beings. So this is what collaboration and teamwork is about. So, and it will help, definitely help, because all the skills are there. Your critical thinking skills are there. Your problem solving skill is there. Now, if you develop collaboration and teamwork among the students, definitely they will work together, and their ideas are shared among each other, and they very communicate very well, because I can see most of the some of the students who do not communicate at all. So if you give them group work, if you ask them to share their ideas in a group, definitely that those students will start communicating very effectively in a group. So next one is about challenge students with a problem solving exercise. Now you are giving them, according to your curriculum, you are giving them exercises, and then we all know that, I have kept on saying this, like problem solving is a critical skill. Now I know how to, if I don't know, like if a problem arises, how to solve it. If I don't know, so how am I going to think critically about it? Because this is the 21st century skill that you have to have, and then teach the students that the students need to have this skill. And it is part of it is very important part of STEAM education. Critical thinking skill, problem solving skills, and then like a teamwork, collaboration, communication, all these, integration, all these are like 21st century skill of STEAM education. So in a STEAM curriculum, like they should be given the opportunity, as I said, like I've already mentioned this, develop projects for them. It's even if it's a very small project. So try to give them that project, and then require them to identify problems. So what is the problem there? How can you solve that problem within that? Like, and come up with creative solutions. So what can you do that? So simple task is like, for example, let's not talk about small children. If you are talking with the teaching the adult students, you talk about the plastics. So I'll give them a project, like collect some plastic bags, plastic bottles, and then because we all know that plastics cannot be destroyed very immediately. It takes thousands of years to get destroyed. So how are they going to do that? What are they going to do with that plastic bags and plastic bottles or boxes? So give them, like hands-on activity. So they'll create something which where and where you are not using plastics anymore, because we know that, okay, plastic bags should be banned. You should not drink water in plastic bottles. You should not like warm your food in the microwave oven using plastic boxes. So it is not healthy, we know that, but still we are using plastics because it's very handy, it is very easy for you. So give them our project, and then ask them to like what you can identify, or like create your own, and then come up with solutions to like not use plastics and use it for different purposes. And we watch, I have also watched, like there are so many people using bottles, plastic bottles, and in while constructing roads. or building a house, or constructing or building a bridge. So you can use that in different things, and the purpose can be a different one. So solutions are there. Only thing is that you need to give them activities that help them think very critically. So STEAM is all about this. So you don't have to go that far to find out about STEAM activities. It is within your community, within your class, within your environment. So everything is just right in front of you. You just need to do it. And you are the one, as educators, we are the ones to help them solve their problems in a problem solving skills, and they will be better equipped to tackle real world challenges in the future. Just now I talked about plastics. Now, like plastics, it can be something else. It can be stones. It can be paper, even paper, because we all know that papers are made from the bark of a tree. So we are destroying trees now. There are so many people coming up with making papers, or making plates or glasses out of something else. I recently watched a video on someone, this is a teamwork. They have used this, the cover of pineapple, and they've taken it in a factory, and then they create different things. So similarly, I'm not going to talk about big, factories and industries. Let's do it from the scratch in the classroom. What can you do out of these products? So what do you want to do? So give them something, give them, or ask them to work together and come up with solutions. So which we'll be doing in next sessions. So let's see how we can develop that. Okay. Now, of course, we are, as educators, will help to foster creative thinking. So this is the last one. So finally, a successful STEAM curriculum should encourage creative thinking. So being creative is one of the key component of STEAM curriculum, because students need to have their creation. Each and every child is different. They think differently. They create differently. So we need to encourage them and let them have come up with their own ideas, and then think out of the box. We kept on using these words, these phrases, so many times, and then but still we are not being able to do it, because maybe one thing is that we are not understanding how to do it, or maybe you are feeling that like how to develop activities in the classroom. So I gave you a few examples yesterday also, like how you can teach science, how you can teach maths. Not necessarily all the time you should keep your children inside the classroom. So for example, say if you are teaching maths, just let them out in the playground and ask them to collect the leaves and let them count it. So maths, like if the wind is blowing, like you can see that the leaves are falling from the tree. So let them collect those leaves in a bucket, and then let them count it. Maths and science at the same time. And of course, technology, you are using simple technology to collect it in a bucket. And then because of science, and because the wind is blowing, the leaves of a tree will fall on the ground, and then you are asking the children to collect it and then count it. There are so many activities you are doing at the same time. So it's not that you are, STEAM doesn't mean only one discipline. You're working on one discipline. There are so many disciplines that you can integrate and then help them learn. And if you foster this kind of their creative thinking, and then their creativity can develop slowly, and then to see problems from different perspectives. So how are you going to do that? Yes, a simple example I can give you is, another example I can give you is that during earthquake in Nepal, like that was the moment that we all went through. It was so difficult to live up with the fear that the earthquake, the ground was shaking for I think we had two big earthquakes. And we all know that like when there's an earthquake, you should like go under a bed, or say under a table. But actually that was wrong information that we were shared. How do you solve the problem? Those people who are outside the house also went inside and being killed, because they didn't know that you should not be going inside the house, because the house can collapse. So many people died just because of that. So how to teach children, and like how to solve problems, and like how to make them understand when you have an earthquake, what you do. So you can practice this in the classroom also. This is a life skill, I would say. But we can always practice that, using it, different skills. So like being creative. What should you do? What can you do? So there are lots of ways you can use your activity in your curriculum, develop it in your curriculum, so that the students understand in a very simple way to solve and the problems as it comes in their brain. So it comes as they think. So while fostering creative thinking, like we are encouraging student to embrace failure. Now I cannot do it. I cannot make it. I don't know what to make out of this box. Or I don't know what to make out of this stick. So they are just lost. So, and they are not being able to be successful. They can be failures. So let them, encourage them to embrace their failure. So don't discourage them, and consider the myriad of ways a problem can be solved. So we can always consider the ways, where we can solve problems. So if not this way, you can use another way to solve problems. How you can do it? Even you can start with the small children. How can you do that within among the children? How you are going to teach them matters a lot. And the activities that you give them is really going to work or not. So they may not be able to, if they are not being able to do it. So let them feel it. Okay, it's okay. Better next time. You can do it next time. You can use it the other way. So why not? Like, why can't you be successful? Because others are being successful. Try it as many times as you want. So in this way, we can always encourage our students to become problem solvers. And this is how we should be working as educators. And I think it's not only for students to learn, I think it is also for us to learn. I learned so many things from my students. It's not that, oh, the students are so young, I don't learn. No, I learn a lot, because even from very small children, I can learn, because their creative mind is there. They may be asking you so many things. And then once you tell them how to do it, they may pretend, like they know it. And then you can always learn from them. So you are the one who is going to foster their creative thinking. Okay. So these are the 7 components I wanted to share with you, how we can make STEAM curriculum, and then incorporate or integrate the disciplinary and disciplines of STEAM in our curriculum, so that the students can have hands-on activities, uh, and then work in a team, thinking critically and being problem solvers. So, do you have any questions regarding this? Okay.
And now we spoke about the community. It is
Mhm.
related to culture or any religious or only the community that we are living in.
Not necessary, ma'am. It can be a mixture of all.
Okay. Thank you,
It
ma'am.
doesn't matter, because like it's in each country it is different. Because in my country it is different. We have community based on caste, or we have community based on religion, Hindu religion, right? Or Buddhist. Hindus and Buddhists are more, they're closer. So we have Christian, we have Muslims. So we have different communities, but if you can, doesn't matter, like which community you are asking the children to work on. So it depends. Okay, so
Thank you.
community can be classroom is a community, and where you have different types of students and from different religion, from different caste, from different some might say rich and poor, which I really don't like it, but they are all in one community inside the classroom. Yes. Does it help, like what I said just now? Does it give you a kind of insight, like, okay, these are the things that we should be integrating in our curriculum? Does it work like that to you?
Yes,
I don't know how many of you,
yes,
have
ma'am.
done.
Yeah, it definitely does. But the thing is, ma'am, now it depends on the teacher, like
Yeah,
how she incorporates the STEAM when
yeah,
she's
exactly.
doing the activities with the children.
Yeah, until unless you use it, like you take it inside the classroom, it's not going to work. You have to make the children do it, make the students do it. Then
Mhm.
only
Because,
you'll
ma'am,
be able
what
to.
we see is most of the teachers, this they come up with this stereotype, the same things being done, and because they don't think in a creative way. That's
Yes,
the
and
issue.
yes, there's a Anjali ma'am. Yes, Fernando ma'am.
So it's
Yes,
being
ma'am.
stereotype
Ma'am,
always.
okay, sorry. Ma'am, one question. Okay. Now, uh, we can apply STEAM into each and every concept is what we learn. But for example, if we are teaching the kids about ocean or sea life, uh,
Mm-hmm.
for a preschool, I mean, how can we give that real experience? Because I'm not sure whether it's safe enough to take them to a beach, which is
Mm-hmm.
quite open. I mean, considering the number of kids you have in a school, how can you do it? Is it just by showing few things that you find in a beach, or I mean, just one
Yeah,
doubt
I
I
understand
had.
what you're saying, ma'am, because this is something that is related with science, right? So it's not necessary that you take them to the sea. Like you can always show a video of a sea, and then show them the shells. In Sri Lanka, when we were in the beach, we saw thousands of shells, and then you can bring the shells in the classroom, or you can show a fish, like in the water, in a small like a vessel. So you can tell them, like, and show the video. I don't know how many of you use videos in the classroom, the television set. Like most of the classes have television set, so you can always, if not, it's not necessary that you should have a big screen, but you can always show in your mobile phone also. So you can show the sea in the video, and then you can have the shells, and as I said, fish, like all the marine life that you can have in the sea. So in this way also, you don't need to take the children, because that is not possible. That is quite risky to take children to the beach, to the seaside. It's not possible. So you can bring that sea in the classroom. Agree
Thank
or
you.
disagree? I do that. It's not possible. Like in Sri Lanka, it is one. And like if you go to some places that you can see mountains, small mount hills, I would say. But in Nepal, what you have is, in Nepal is three layered kind of country. Yes, the flat, and the hills, and the mountains. Okay, so the people who live in the mountains do not know, like how the people in the flat area lives, and what do they do, what do they eat. So instead of going there, it's not possible for you to climb mountains and then go up the hills to know what kind of people live there. But you can always show video, and then like YouTube or some other videos, and then tell them about their clothes, their food, their culture, their life, the language also, that we can teach in the classroom. So that in that way also, you can, like teaching so many things, the art of living in the classroom. Yes, agree, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, agree.
Yeah.
That we do in that way. Yeah, someone has just raised hand, but I didn't see that. So how are you? Okay, let me ask you a question. How are you? You said you develop lesson plan. So how are you going to teach now? If now after knowing or learning about STEAM, how are you going to develop your lesson plan, or you make a lesson plan? Like integrating STEAM. What any thoughts that have come to you, your brain? Okay, I'm going to do
It
this.
should be project based
Yes. So
and
for small and for adults,
need to
we,
be hands on.
yes, you have to make them touch. You have to give them. You have to make them feel. Okay. So you can share some of your ideas, ma'am, because I may not be aware of Sri Lanka, how you are going to do it or how you are doing it. So I may learn from you also.
As you said, ma'am, actually, we can, for the counting, from environment, we can take the stuff, like counting means even the stones, we can use it. Something like that we can give for our kids, right, ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
Counting. That applies the mathematics skill.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And we could simulate a farm. We could get together and build up a farm as a project and talk
Yeah.
about see the the science part would be um, all the animals and what they produce, and how the produce is taken to use in the farm. And then the technology part, the teacher could show a windmill or create a windmill with them and say the works of the windmill. And
Yeah.
I think with a project of a farm, a model farm, they could build
Yeah.
it in the classroom and talk about everything,
Yes.
mathematics, all that, and art and craft as well. They could maybe have a pond and have lotuses growing in it with ducks swimming around. So I think a simple thing like that would um, make the students so interested, and they'll all interact and they'll be happily engaged. Sometimes I
And
do
let
that in my class
and
school.
let them make it. Let them do it.
Yeah,
You
we
know.
build it together.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, the
So
farm animals are purchased.
Sri Lanka is covered with surrounded by water, all over. So you have
Oh,
lots of
yes.
things you can share about. Whereas in Nepal, it's a landlocked country where we have rivers and lakes, but we don't have sea. So it's very difficult for us to discuss about marine life, because we don't have sea. That's very difficult sometimes. Yes, ma'am. Some Vatsala ma'am has raised hand. Now I don't see her.
Yes, ma'am. If you are going to, if I say botany, we can
Mm.
ask the children to bring leaves, different kinds of leaves, what they have at their home. So we
Yes.
place it on a mat and we draw the child's attention that all the leaves are not of the same shape.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, exactly.
the outline, yes. So with that, we can do some combining art. We can
Mm.
ask with the paint, we can get the impression of the leaves on the paper so that
Yeah.
they they know that the leaves are of, not the same shape. And the
Yeah.
other thing also there, we can introduce the simple leaf and the compound leaf, where we can introduce them. Some leaves are simple, like only single one. So, for
Single.
example, when you take the leaves of rose, it is
Mm-hmm.
in one stem you get different leaves. So
Mm-hmm.
in Sri Lanka, we use lot of leaves, like even for food, like we have. So we can ask the child to see at home, while when the mother is cooking or when they are going for the market, to see the
Yeah.
different shapes of leaves, and
Exactly.
so that the science is also there. So even with
And
that,
then
we can do a little bit of counting, art.
and grading
Yeah.
according
Mm-hmm.
to shape.
Yeah.
So
Shape
we used to do
and
like that.
yeah, shapes
Name
and the sizes
colored
also.
imprints.
Sizes, color.
Sizes,
Yeah,
color
and we
So
also.
can say
everything
some
is
leaves are
integrated.
very big, like we say now, the leaves of banana and coconut, like which is
Yeah.
very frequently seen in our country. So we
Mhm.
say those leaves are very big. So
Yes,
then we can
definitely.
introduce the coconut leaf is a compound leaf, because in one stem you get lot of leaves.
Lots of leaves. Yeah,
Yeah, they
exactly.
are, our main idea is not that child had to learn all those names, to make the child aware, so that when the child sees in the surrounding, when the child see different leaves, the child will look it in a different way. We'll see for the outline, we'll see for the shape, we'll see for the size.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am, definitely. You have come up with a good idea, which we do also. As
Yeah,
you said, don't stress the child with the names,
yeah,
they don't need to know all the names by heart. Just tell them,
yes.
what the leaf is.
Yeah, just to draw the child's attention, there are different shapes.
Yeah, and let them like you can just draw a tree and ask them to paste the leaves
Yeah,
accordingly, so they will do it, like how. And what happens in summertime, since you don't have winter like ours, like your leaves are mostly green all the time.
yes,
So in
mostly.
winter, you don't see green, like you always see very dried leaves, brown leaves in our country. So you can always explain it to them, like making them understand, like when you are doing a project work with tree. Yes,
Yes.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, ma'am.
Thank
Okay,
you.
first Zahra ma'am, and then Shawar ma'am, and then Kevina ma'am, and then Nabila ma'am. Okay,
Yes.
Zahra ma'am.
Yeah. When we go to introduce colors, it's like we can go with uh, a drop of paint project. It is
Mm-hmm,
like child will drop the paint on the sheet and blowing
mm-hmm,
through the using blowing help of the straw. So
mm-hmm,
why like not only one drop with different colors, they are the
mm-hmm,
child will read the color and drop the paints. Also,
mm-hmm,
when the child blow, the
mm-hmm.
paint will get combined and make a different color. So
Yeah.
child will get to think, thinking ability will enhance in that. So
Mm-hmm,
child will create different designs by blowing, like
mm-hmm.
raindrops, like a star, a flower. So their child learns the designs too.
Yes. Exactly. So yeah, this is the how you can help the child understand different colors and how you can produce new design. Then you can see the design also when you are blowing with a straw, like on a paper. Then if you blow it, like it spreads, and then it creates a lovely, like colorful picture there. So the child will learn the colors as well, like at the same time. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Zara, ma'am. Then I have Kevina, ma'am. I'm sorry because your first name is GAA, so I'm so sorry I didn't
Yes.
understand that. So Kevina,
Uh,
ma'am.
yes. So I would like to suggest on to an activity which is the water cup experiments, which is the water glass. So
Mm-hmm,
we will be like having different glasses in different measurement of water, and
mm-hmm,
with a spoon of it to experiment the sounds. So there are
mm-hmm,
indirect way we will be learning about, maybe we can mix a little bit of colors and we can learn the color mixology over there, primary to the secondary. Then the multiple sounds, which is the level of sounds. So the
mm-hmm,
traveling, so with the fraction of the water level in each glasses,
mm-hmm,
the sound levels are going to be different. There's a
mm-hmm,
difference in the sound level. So in
mm-hmm.
one activity, we can learn the science, the maths, and the sensory of art. Also, the then other five senses also we will touch upon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is a new idea that where you can produce sound, like sound is also very important because the children have to understand different kinds of sounds. And like by listening, by hearing that, they can say, like what kind of sounds they are listening to. And it is very, like nice to hear sound also because different different objects, different animals, different things produce different sounds, and they should know about these sounds also. Yeah, you can do any way that you feel like you are integrating STEAM in your classroom so that the children are knowing, children are understanding what you are teaching in class. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Kevin and ma'am. So where ma'am is gone. Okay, sure, ma'am. So
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
Yeah.
So we can talk about take a concept of fruits, and then
Yeah.
like for a hands-on experience, we can give them clay, and we can
Mm-hmm.
tell them to mold the shapes of the fruits. So it could be like a psychomotor activity for them, and we can
Yeah.
give them, an outline of one of the fruit and tell them to do a collage, which is
Mm-hmm.
again a psychomotor activity for them. Then
Yeah.
we can get some, real fruits and have a fruit salad day where they are going to get an opportunity to do the gustatory sense, where they can, taste and feel the
Mm-hmm.
differences. Then kind of they can mathematics, the fruits, then the seeds inside the fruits, the number of seed, one seed, many seed, then the differences between the ripe fruit, the raw fruit. So these are the ways we can include activities if we can
Yeah.
take the concept of fruits.
No, very, very good, ma'am. Very excellent. Like they know about the fruit. They'll know, like different kinds of fruits, also their taste also, and they can have salad and they can have fruits day in the classroom. So everyone, you can ask every child to bring, like different kinds of fruits, and then and the name of the color,
Yes,
shape and size,
yeah,
the even the weight of the fruit. Like you can
yeah.
have that. So this is a very new way of you can doing it in the classroom. Thank you, ma'am, so much. Okay, Nabila, ma'am. After Nabila, ma'am, we
Hi.
have formula. Formula.
Yeah. Hi, Sachita ma'am. You were talking about how we should or we can incorporate STEAM education in our curriculums and our lesson plans. So I would just like to say that in our preschool we have so for the whole academic year where there are 12 months, we have 12 different themes. Example, like maybe the first month is going to be about the solar system, the planets. The second
Yeah.
month will be about animals. The third day might be about colors. So I know maybe it's difficult for some of the preschools, but we manage to, like, even though we are big, we do take them out every month now. In case we have the theme of animals, where we're trying to explain the children about animals, we might plan a excursion trip, like an educational thing, where we take them to the zoo. So it's
Mhm.
difficult to take all the children at once. So we might divide the groups into two, making sure we take enough adults so that we are on the side of safety also with the children. So if it's the theme is animals, we do take them to the zoo. So they do have that, that feel, touch and see that experience. So if we do something like teaching them the solar system, then there is something called the planetarium in Sri Lanka, where it's a nice dark setup and they show the stars. It's like a 3D thing where they show. So what I'm trying to say is, like, we have a lot of things in Sri Lanka to
Mhm.
show, make the children feel, touch and see, like have that that experience to really see what's happening now. Even if we do, I know everybody says that it's difficult or unsafe to take the children to the beach, but I guess if we are more organized with enough staff in hand, you can take in small batches them to the beach, like if you have the theme as marine life. I mean, you can't show the big big fishes, but we have taken them to the aquarium, and shown them the sand and the shells, and when we even had once the gardening as the theme. There are some places in Sri Lanka where they show the agriculture of how they grow the crops, like the carrot, the beetroot, and stuff. So we have managed to make sure every month according to the theme, we manage to take them somewhere where they're able to see, touch, feel, and get that experience. So I just wanted to share, like, these are the ways we try to incorporate the STEAM part in our curriculum.
Okay, that is very excellent because that you are following the thematic way of like making the children understand like based on like every month you have different activities. So this is
Yeah,
a very nice way. But maybe all the schools may not be able to do that.
yeah,
But at least you
yeah,
can try with, as you
yeah,
said, at
yeah,
least they can try with some. No, ma'am.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
that. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
For me, yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, as Nabila said, we too have our curriculum. According to the curriculum, we do certain things. And what I want to tell is, ma'am, when we take the animals, we used to do like pet animals are there, like dogs and cats. We get down those things. Like for an example, one day we get down the cat. So sometimes if there are two cats, we can show big and small cats. Then again, number of legs they have, then we can train the children how to care it, how to feed it, like social skills can be developed, as you said, like they will enjoy it, so there the art comes, theme the a part will come, like that we do certain things like that, ma'am, in our preschool. Yes,
Okay,
thank you
very
very
nice.
much, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, very, very creative way of doing it, because ultimate goal or the objective of STEAM is that you should be able to make them understand, like how they think and how they solve the problems and how they work together, and that is, and then let them think in a different way. Think out of the box means, like, let them think differently, and like develop something different, and in this way they can create, in this way they're using their brain to create something. So they are creative workers, they are innovators. So that is what we really want to see with within our children, within our students, so they can learn and do the things in a different way. Now, before Ma'am Punia Ma'am says, ends the session, next week, I'll see you next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Okay. Now we'll be dealing with some more STEAM topics, and then I'll talk about education part also. And I would like I want to request some of you, not all. You don't have to bring. Everyone should not bring. Bring something that you do. Some activities that you do. Even if you have in computer, you can share it. If you don't have in computer, if you have it, the object, you can share it and show us. In a screen, so we can learn from you, like any activities that you do in the classroom that has the STEAM concept. So I'll be very happy to see that. Okay, with that note, ma'am, it's over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the session. So actually, we learned a lot, and we had a discussion session also today. So it was much useful. Thank you so much for the session, ma'am. So let's meet up in the next.
Yes, I'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night and namaste. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
ma'am. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank
You
you.
You
too.
too.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
You.
Good night, Sachita ma'am. And I want to do a small change before we go to our next step. I would like to invite to the one teacher to summarize today lesson in Sinhala. Uh, the teacher who did in the beginning, I can't remember the name, but I inform her to get ready. Okay. Fatima, then can you change, turn your phone to the other side?
Yeah, sure, sir. This way.
Yeah, that's the way.
Okay.
Unless if anyone all can keep their phones like in this way, this will go to the full screen. Yeah, you have the 10 minutes, then you can start and you can summarize the entire lesson. Okay.
Okay, sir. In Sinhala, right.
In Sinhala.
Okay.
අපි කතා
Okay.
කරලා මම පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න. දැන් අපි ඊයේ පෙරේද දවස් දෙකේම ඕගලන්ට අමාරු කට්ටියට කලින් පාඩමට කලින් පැයක් අරගෙන ඒක සාරාංශ කරා. ඒක අපිට දිගට කරන්න ගියොත් ඕගලන්ට පැය 3ක් විතර කාලයක් ගත කරන්න වෙනවා. ඒක නිසා අපි තීරණය කරා දේශනෙන් පස්සේ විනාඩි 10ක් සිංහලෙන් සාරාංශ කරලා ඊට පස්සේ අපි ඊළඟ පියවරට ඇසස්මන්ට් වලට යන්න. ඒක නිසා අපි කවුරුත් යන්න එපා. හැමෝම ඉන්න. අපි ඊළඟට ඩිස්කෂන් එකට ලෑස්ති වෙන්න. හරි, you can start.
Excuse me, කමල්වල මහත්තයා මට පොඩ්ඩක් විනාඩියක් මම මොකද ලීව් වෙන්න ඕනේ මට චුට්ටක්. මට චුටි මේ පණිවිඩයක් දෙන්න හිතුණා. මට විනාඩියක් ගන්න පුළුවන්ද?
හරි මිස්, හරි කතා කරන්න.
හරි. ඉතින් අද දවසෙත් අපි ඉතාමත්ම සුවිශේෂී කොටසක් අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තා STEAM education ගැන. විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ මට කියන්න ඕන උනේ මේ STEAM education වල වැදගත්ම අංග සහයෝගීතාව කියලා අද දවසේ කතා කරා. ඒ වගේම ප්‍රායෝගික ඉගෙනීම සඳහා දරුවන්ට අවස්ථාව ලබා දීම, ප්‍රශ්න විසඳීමට, ඒ වගේම සැබෑ ලෝකයක් එක්ක ස්වාභාවික දේවල් එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙන හැටි කතා කරද්දී අපේ ටීචර්ස්ලාට තිබ්බ එක දෙයක් තමයි කතා කරපු අර අපි කොහොමද හැමදේම අපිට ස්වාභාවික ලෝකයක් එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න බෑ. අපි කතා කරා දැන් මේ ක්‍රියාකාරකම් කරනකොට ඔයගලන් ටීම් වයිස් කොහොමද මේක කරන්නේ, කොහොමද සැලසුම් කරගන්නේ කියලා එතනදී හරි ලස්සන කතාවක් වුණා. අපි සමහරක් වෙලාවෙදී අපිට එතෙන්ට යන්න බැරි වෙයි. අපිට ඒ සැබෑ තැනට යන්න බැරි වුණත් පන්ති කාමරයේ ඇතුළට අපිට ගේන්න පුළුවන් ඒ අපේ දරුවන්ට අත්දැකීම් දෙන්න පන්ති කාමරයේ ඇතුළට ඒ දේ ගේන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් ඒක මේ ඕගලන්ට අපි හැමතිස්සෙම කතා කරන දෙයක් මං හිතුවා දැන් අද දවසේම ගොඩාක් ටීචර්ස්ලා ඉන්නවා ගොඩක් දක්ෂ කණ්ඩායමක් ඉන්නවා අපි එළියට මේ දේවල් අපි ගෙනියන්න ඕගලන්ව සුවිශේෂී කණ්ඩායමක් විදිහට පුහුණු කරන්න යන නිසා මේ පණිවිඩය දෙන්න ඕනි කියලා හිතුණා අද වැඩසටහනේදී අපිට අපි කොහොමද අපි කියන ඕගලන්ට දැන් පරිසරය ගැන කතා කරනකොට පරිසර මුල්ලක් කියලා හදන්න. එතකොට අපි හිතමු පොන්ඩ් එකක් නම් ඒ අත්දැකීම දෙන්න අපිට පොන්ඩ් එකක් නැත්තම් අපිට ඒක පන්ති කාමරය ඇතුළට එහෙම නැත්තම් අපේ මිදුලට ගේන්නේ කොහොමද? ඒක තුලින් ළමයා සැබෑ ලෝකයේත් එක්ක සැබෑ දේත් එක්ක ගනුදෙනු කරන්න කොහොමද හදන්නේ? අන්න ඒ වගේ දේවල් ගොඩක් අපි කතා කරා. මේ ඉතින් ඒ දේවලුත් ඕගලන්ගේ මේ පාඩමත් හා එකතු කරගෙන ස්ටීම් এডুকেෂන් වලට ගලපගෙන ඒ තේමාවල් එක්ක යන්න අපිට පුළුවන් වෙයි කියලා ඒ පණිවිඩෙත් මතක් කරමින් අපේ රුසෙයිකා ටීචර්ට අවස්ථාව දෙනවා. thank you.
මට තප්පරයක් කියන්න දෙන්න. ඕගොල්ලෝ දැන් අපේ කෙනෙක් කතා දැන් රුසකමිස් පටන් ගත්තට පස්සේ වීඩියෝ ඔන් කරන්න එපා. ඕගොල්ලෝ වීඩියෝ ඔන් කරොත් මයික් ඔන් කරොත් ඕගොල්ලන්ව ඔටෝමැටිකලි රිමූව් වෙලා යයි. ඒ නිසා මම වීඩියෝ ඔෆ් කරගෙන තියන් මම කොහොමත් අනිත් ඒවා සේරම මූට් කරන්න කියනවා. මේ රුසකමිස් විතරක් කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් විදියට.
මම වීඩියෝ එක ඔන් කරන්නද ඔෆ් කරන්නද සර්?
නෑ ඔයා කතා කරන්න. ඔයා වීඩියෝ ඔන් කරන්න. මං කිව්වේ අනිත් අය වීඩියෝ ඔන් කරන්න එපා කියලා. එතකොට ඒක අනිත් ඩිස්ටර්බ් වෙනවනේ. මං ඔයාව තියලා අනිත් අයව මයික් ඔෆ් කරනවා. රුසිකමිස් මම කිව්වේ ඔයා කැමරා එක ඔන් කරලා තියන්න. ඔයා මයික් ඔන් කරලා තියන්න. නැත්නම් අනිත් අයගේ ශබ්දාවත් එක ඩිස්ටර්බ් වෙන නිසා මං කට්ටියම අයින් කරලා ඔයා විතරක් ඊට පස්සේ ඔන් කරන්න.
හරි සර්.
ෆාතිමා මිස් ඔයා මයික් එක ඔන් කරන්න. ඔයාලට මයික් ඔන් කරන්න පුළුවන් නේද? හරි නේද?
හරි. මියුට් කර අන්මියුට් කරගත්තා සර්.
හරි.
හරි. ඔව් සර්. හරි. අද අපි කතා කරමු සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක් සියලු දෙනාටම. වැඩි වෙලාවක් නැහැ විනාඩි 10ක් අපිට අන්තල්ලා කතා කරමු විෂය මාලාව. කරිකියුලම් එක විෂය මාලාව දැන් ස්ටීම් අධ්‍යාපනය ඒකේ තියෙන කොටස් ටික අපි කරානේ. අද විෂය මාලාවේ අන්තර්ගතය තමයි අපි කතා කරේ. ඒකේ මොකක්ද අපි අන්තර්ගත කළ යුත්තේ? මොකද අපිට ලෙසන් ප්ලෑන් එකක් තියෙනවා. අපි අවසානයේ අපි ගුරුවරු කතා කරා ලෙසන් ප්ලෑන් එකේ ඊට අමතරව ස්ටීම් අධ්‍යාපනයේ විෂය මාලාවක් තියෙනවා. එයා කොටස් 7ක් කතා කරා. ඒකේ එයා පළවෙනි කාරණාව එයා කිව්වා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම IT කියන එක. ඒක විශාල රෝල් එකක්. ඒක ප්‍රධාන කාරණාවක් මේ IT කියන එක. ඉතින් ඒකත් මතක් කරගෙන තමයි එයා කිව්වේ විෂය ධාරාවට ඕගොල්ලන් මේ IT දැනුම ඒ තාක්ෂණය පොඩ්ඩක් වැඩිපුර යොදා ගන්නවා නම් වඩා හොඳයි කියලා. මොකද එයා කියන්නේ මේ විෂය මාලාව අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ විවිධ ළමයි, විවිධ අදහස් තියෙන ළමයි, විවිධ හැකියාවන් තියෙන ළමයි, විවිධ කමියුනිටි වල ඉන්න ළමයි කියලා කිව්වා. එතකොට ඒ සියලු දෙනාම එක්තැන් කරගෙන අපි කොහොමද මේ ළමයින්ට ඒ අවශ්‍ය දේ දෙන්නේ? දැන් ක්‍රීඩාවට දක්ෂ ඒ වගේ වෙන දක්ෂතා තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් මේ විෂය ධාරාවේ ඒ දරුවාට ආවේනික විදිහට අපිට විෂය ධාරාව සකස් කර ගන්න වෙනවා. එතකොට ඒක තමයි යා කිව්වේ පළවෙනි කාරණාව ඒ දරුවාව මේ යා වගේ ස්වභාව මේ රියල් වර්ල්ඩ් එකට මේ ස්වභාවික ඒ කියන්නේ මේ වර්ල්ඩ් එකට මේ ලෝකයට සූදානම් කර ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක අපි එන්ගේජ් කරන්න ඕනේ. ළමයාව ඒකට යූස් කරගන්න ඕනේ. ඒකේ ළමයාව අපි සූදානම් කරන්න. එයා කිව්වා අපි කන්සෙප්ට් එකක්. දැන් අපි කියමු සංකල්පයක් තියෙනවා කියලා. කන්සෙප්ට් එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ සංකල්පයක්. ඒ සංකල්පය අනුව දැන් දරුවාට දන්නේ නැහැ. අපි කියනවා මේ කන්සෙප්ට් එක තමයි අපි කරන්නේ. මේ සංකල්පෙට තමයි මේ සතියේම අපේ ලෙසන් ප්ලෑන් එකේ යන්නේ කියලා කිව්වට අපිට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. අපිට දන්නා වුණාට දරුවාට තේරෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් ඒක දරුවාට අපි යොදවලා අපි කියලා දෙනවා මෙන්න මේම තමයි කරන්න කියලා. නමුත් ඩිරෙක්ට්ලි අපි ඒක කියන්නේ නැහැ. මම කලින් කිව්වා වගේ විද්‍යාවකම මේක තමයි විද්‍යාව කියලා කෙලින්ම අපි කියන්නේ නැහැ. ඒතර ඉන්ඩිරෙක්ට්ලි ඒ කන්සෙප්ට් එක මොකක්ද? අපි මේ ජලය කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේමයි. වතුර ඒකට වර්ණයක් නැහැ, ඒකට රසයක් නැහැ. මේව තමයි කියලා. ඉතින් ඒකට ගොඩාක් දේවල් තියෙනවා. ඒ විදිහට අපිට කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම ඒ ඉන්ටරෙස්ටිං මටීරියල්ස් පාවිච්චි කරන්න කියනවා. මේ විෂයමාලාව එකක් තමයි ඉන්ටරෙස්ටිං මටීරියල්ස් පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඕනේ. දැන් අපිට ඒක දැන් ඒක වගේ ඊයේ තයක් කිව්වා ෆ්ලෑෂ් කාඩ්ස් ඒව ඔක්කොම සමහර විලාකට ඒක පරණ ක්‍රමයක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද අපි ඇපල් කියලා ඔය පරණ ක්‍රමයටම යන්නේ නැතුව අපිට ඇත්තටම ඇපල් ගෙඩියක් ගෙනල්ලා ඒ දරුවාට මේ මටීරියල් එකේ රසය බලලා ඒ මටීරියල් එක කපලා ඒක සීඩ් තියෙනවද සීඩ් නැත්ද ඔය වගේ දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඒක ඒ මටීරියල් එක පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඒක ඒ විෂයමාලාවට ඒක අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අන්තර්ගතයි කියලා කිව්වා. ඒ වගේම ප්‍රොජෙක්ට්ස් ඇක්ටිවිටීස් කරන්න ඕනේ. අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ප්‍රොජෙක්ට්ස් ඇක්ටිවිටීස් ඒක අපි කන්සෙප්ට් එකක් එකට කරනවා නම් වඩා යෝග්‍යයි කියලා කිව්වා. ඒක තමයි පළවෙනි කාරණාව. අපි ලෝකයේත් එක්ක යන්න ඕනේ. සංකල්පයකට අනුව අපි ඒක වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම මටීරියල්ස් හරියට පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඕනේ. දැන් කිව්වා අපිට මූදට ගෙනියන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. අපිට ඒක මූද අපි ළඟට ගේන්න පුළුවන්. අපිට ස්ක්‍රීන් තියෙනවා, තාක්ෂණය තියෙනවා. ඒක තමයි මුලින්ම කිව්වේ. IT කියන දේ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මතක තියාගන්න. IT කියන එක ඉස් ප්ලේ කී රෝල් කියලා තමයි එයා කිව්වේ. ඒතකොට අපිට තාක්ෂණ උපයෝග කරගෙන මේ මටීරියල්ස් අපිට දරුවන්ට පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම කන්සෙප්ට් එකට වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ කිව්වා. දෙවෙනි කාරණාව තමයි මේ ඩිසිප්ලින්ස් පහ මික්ස් කරන්න කිව්වා. අපි කිව්වේ කොලැබරේට් කරනවා කියලා, ඒකාබද්ධ කරනවා කියලා. එයා කිව්වේ විෂයමාලාවේ දෙවෙනි කාරණාව මේ පහම එකතු කරන්න. පහම නෙමෙයි දෙකක් එකතු කරන්න පුළුවන්, තුනක් එකතු කරන්න පුළුවන්. සයන්සුයි විද්‍යාවයි තාක්ෂණයයි කලාවයි එකතු කරලා අපිට එක්තරා වැඩසටහනක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඊට පස්සේ මේ සතියේ ඊළඟ සතියේ තව දෙකක් එකතු කරලා වැඩ කරන්න පුළුවන්. එයා ඒකයි අනිත් එක යුනික්. අපි ආවිලා එකම දේ නොකළ යුතුයි. විවිධාකාර වෙන්න ඕනේ. මොකද ඔබේ දක්ෂතාවය වෙනයි, අපේ දක්ෂතාවය වෙනයි. එතකොට ඒ අනුව අපි විවිධාකාර විදියට මේ ස්ටීම් අධ්‍යාපනයේදී ඒක කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම ඒ ළමයාට අවස්ථාවක් උදා කරලා දෙන්න ඕනේ මේක හොඳට මේ අපි කරන කන්සෙප්ට් එකද අපි කරන දේද අපි ළමයාට ලබා දෙන දේ හොඳ අධ්‍යයනයක් කරන්න. හොඳ අධ්‍යයනයක් කරන්න දෙන්න ඕනේ. දැන් අපි වතුර ගත්තාම සමහර දැන් ජීපීආර් ක්‍රමය යනවා. දැන් වතුර තියෙනවා. අපි ලොකු ග්ලාස් එකයි හීනි ග්ලාස් එකයි එකම ප්‍රමාණෙ දාන්නේ. නමුත් ළමයා ගන්නේ අර උසම ග්ලාස් එක. ළමයා හිතන්නේ ඒ උස ග්ලාස් එක තමයි වැඩිපුර තියෙන්නේ කියලා. අන්න ඒ වගේ ඒ දරුවාට අපි එක්ස්ප්ලෝර් කරන්න අවස්ථාවක් දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඊට පස්සේ ඒ වතුර ප්‍රමාණයෙන් තව එකකට දාලා අපි ඉන්ඩිරෙක්ට්ලි අපිට ඒක කියලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. දෙවෙනි කාරණාව මේ ඩිසිප්ලින්ස් පහම අපි කරාකට ස්ටීම් එකේ මික්ස් කරලා කරන්න පුළුවන්. තුන්වෙනි එක තමයි අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අත්දැකීමක් ලබා දෙන්න. ඒක තමයි ක්‍රේ ෆ්ලෑෂ් කාඩ්ස් පෙන්නලා අපි පොත්වල ප්ලේ රයිටින් කියලා පොත්වල අපි මැච් කරනවාට අමතරව අපිට පුළුවන් නම් කැට් බර්ඩ් දෙක අපි උගන්වනවා අපිට ඔබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක් ගෙනල්ලා ඒක පෙන්නලා කැට් පෙන්නලා මෙන්න මෙහෙම තමයි විවිධ වර්ණ වලින් තියෙනවා කියලා අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ අත්දැකීමේ ලැබෙන්න දැන් අපි ලෙසන් ප්ලෑන් අන්තිමට සිෂ කෙනෙක් කිව්වා සූ එකට එක්කන් යනවා කියලා. අන්න ඒ අත්දැකීම තුන්වෙනි කාරණාව අත්දැකීම් ලබා දිය යුතු ක්‍රියාකාරකම් විෂයමාලාවේ තිබිය යුතුයි. ඒක තමයි එයා කිව්වේ. එතකොට ඒගලන්ට ඒක මතකේ තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒකෙදී එයා එන්න ඒ අත්දැකීම ලැබෙනකොට අපි පළවෙනි කතා කරපු ඒ සංකල්ප ටික ඒගලන්ට මතකෙට එනවා. ටීචර් මේ කිව්වේ මෙන්න මේ අපි සංකල්පයේ එක්ක එන වචනේ දරුවට දෙන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් ඒ සංකල්පයට අනුව තමයි මෙන්න මේක යන්නේ. මගේ අත්දැකීම අපි දැන් ජලය පාඩම කරාම සෞන්ද කරාම සිකුරාදා වෙනකොට ළමයාට ජලයකින් දේ හොඳටම දැනගන්න. මොකද අත්දැකීමක් ලැබිලා අපි මේ මික්ස් ඩිසිප්ලින් එක පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙන concept එක today also we are doing water teacher කියලා එන විදිහට තියෙනවා. ඒතකොට තුන්වෙනි කාරණාව අත්දැකීමක්. හතරවෙනි කාරණාව යතුවා engineering designing process EDP. Engineering Designing Process EDP එතනදී තමයි එයා කිව්වේ දරුවාගේ critical thinking එක. බුද්ධි වර්ධනය ගැන අපිට සලකලා බලලා විෂයමාලාවට අපි ඇතුළත් කළ යුතුයි. අර බොක්ස් එකක් කරගෙන ඉංජිනේරින් වැඩක් කරගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක කරනකොට ෆ්ලෙක්සිබල් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒකත් ළමයාට අපහසුතාවයේ ලොකු ප්‍රෙෂර් එකක් ලොකු බරක් ඔලුවට දාලා ඒ දරුවාට අපි ඒක නොකළ යුතුයි. ඊටමත් පහසු විදියට ළමයාට ආදරය හිතෙන විදියට ආසාවෙන් කියුරියස් කියන්නේ දැඩි ආසාවෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන් විදියට අපි මේ EDP එක කරන්න ඕනේ. ඉංජිනේරින් ඩිසයින්. ඒතර ඩිසයින් කරනකොට එතනදී අපිට කලාවත් එකතු කරලා ඒකට තව ලස්සන වින්ඩෝ එකක් දාලා ටින්ටඩ් වින්ඩෝ එකක් දාලා පොඩි ඇන්ටනා එකක් දාලා ඒක මේ විදිහට කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම ඒකෙදි ඒකලන්ට රිසර්ච් කරන්න දෙන්න ඕනේ. how many tires මේක tires කීයද එතකොට windows කීයද මේක කරන්නේ අපි කොහොමද අන්න ඒ වගේ කිව්වා prototypes ඒ කියන්නේ මුලකෘති ඒ පිළිබඳව එයා පස්සේ කතා කරන්න කියලා ඒ නිසා මම ඒ කියන්නේ එයා වැඩි විස්තර කියපු නැති නිසා මම කියන්නේ ඒ වගේම ඉවැලුවේට් දරුවාව තක්සේරු කරන්න කිව්වා මේ ඉංජිනේරින් ඩිසයිනින් ප්‍රොසෙස් එකේදී දරුවාට ඉංජිනේරින් වැඩක් දෙනකොට ඒ කියන්නේ ඉංජිනේර සම්බන්ධයෙන් වගේ බිල්ඩින්ග්ස් හදන වැඩ බිල්ඩින් බ්ලොක්ස් එකේ සමහරවම රොබෝ හදනවා රොබෝ හදලා ඇස් තියන්න උත්සාහ කරනවා එතකොට මේක ඉවැලුවේට් කරනවා අද දරුවා මොනවාද කරේ ඒක අනිවාර්යෙන් එයා කිව්වා ඉංජිනේරින් ප්‍රොසෙස් එක විෂය ධාරාවට එකතු කරන්න කියලා තුන අත්දැකීම හතර ඉංජිනේරින් ප්‍රොසෙස් එක පස්වෙනි එක තමයි අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම කණ්ඩායම් ක්‍රියාකාරකම් විෂය මාලාවට එකතු කළ යුතුයි. අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම විෂය මාලාවට කණ්ඩායම් එකතු මම කියෝ වගේ ඒ දේවල් වලට ආවේනික ඩිසිප්ලින්ස් වලට අනුව ඉන්ක්ලූසිව් ලර්නින් එතකොට එක එක විදිහේ එක එක හැකියාවන් තියෙන දරුවෝ එකතු කරගෙන කණ්ඩායමක් වශයෙන් එකතු කරන්න. ඒක තමයි පස්වෙනි කාරණාව. හයවෙනි කාරණාව ඇවිල්ලා අභියෝගයක්. පුංචි අභියෝගයක් දරුවාට ලැබෙනවා. මොකද අපි 21 වෙනි ශතවර්ෂයේ ඉන්නේ. ප්‍රශ්නයක් විසඳන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. දැන් එයා කියනවා අපි ප්ලාස්ටික් පොලිති ප්‍රශ්නයක් විසඳන්න පුළුවන් විදිහේ අපි විෂය මාලාවට එකතු කරන්න. ලොකු ප්‍රශ්න නෙවෙයි. ඒක එක ප්ලාස්ටික් ටිකක් දීලා කියන දරුවා අපි මොනවද මේක කරන්නේ? දැන් මේක අපිට පුච්චන්න බෑ මෙව කරන්න බෑ අපි ඉන්නේ ඒතකොට ඒගොල්ලන් කියනවා ටීචර් අපි ස්කේල් එකක් හදමු අපි මේකට පොට් එකක් හදමු එතකොට ඒකම නැත්තම් අපිට ක්‍රාෆ්ට් එකට අපිට අහක යන වේස්ට් මටීරියල් තියෙනවනේ අහක යන දේවල් වලින් අපිට ක්‍රාෆ්ට් එකක් හදන්න පුළුවන් පෙන් හෝල්ඩර් එකක් හදලා ළමයාගේ ටේබල් එකේම තියන්න පුළුවන් ඒක තමයි කිව්වේ 6 වෙනි කාරණාව තීරණ ගන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රශ්න විසඳිය හැකි දේවල් විෂය ධාරාවට එකතු කරන්න කියලා. එයා මොනවද එකතු කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා කිව්වේ නෑ. විෂය ධාරාවට එකතු කළ යුතු දේවල් තමයි කිව්වේ. අවසානයේට කිව්වා ෆස්ට් ක්‍රියේටිව් තින්කර්. ඒ කියන්නේ ළමයාව අපි ධෛර්යමත් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ පෝෂණය කරන්න ඕනේ. දැන් මෙතනදී දරුවා ක්‍රියේටිව් වෙනවා. මම හැමදාම කියනවා වගේ අර නිර්මාණශීලී දරුවෙක්. කියන්නේ ලයිෆ් ස්කිල් එර්ත්ක්වික් එක ගැන කතා කරා. ඒක ලයිෆ් ස්කිල් එකක් තමයි. අපේ ජීවිතේ අපි දැන් ස්විමින් කියන්නේ ලයිෆ් ස්කිල් එකක්. අපි ස්විමින් දැනගෙන හිටියොත් අපිට ඇත්තටම ඒක වාසි. ඒක ලයිෆ් ස්කිල් එකක්. අන්න ඒ වගේ දරුවෙක් නිර්මාණශීලී වෙන්න පුළුවන් ඇක්ටිවිටීස් 7 වෙනිකට විෂය ධාරාවට එකතු කරගන්න කිව්වා. එතකොට ඒ තමයි කිව්වේ මේකෙත් මෙනි ඩිසිප්ලින්ස් එකතු කරගෙන මේක කරන්න පුළුවන්. එයා කිව්වා දැන් මේක ඔයගොල්ලන් විශේෂම ඉන්සයිට් අවධාරණය කරන්න ඕනේ මේ 7 විෂය ධාරාවට අද කතා කරේ 7 මම කෙටියෙන් ටග්ගාලා කියන්න පළවෙනි එක ලෝකයක් එක්ක අපි සම්බන්ධ වෙලා මේ ස්වභාවික දේවල් එක්ක ස්වභාව ධර්මෙත් එක්ක ලෝකයක් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා මේ දේ ළමයාට අවශ්‍ය දේ ලබා දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒක පන්ති කාමරේ සංකල්පයක් හැටියට පාවිච්චි කරන්න. අපිට පරිසරයෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් සංකල්ප. දෙවෙනි එක පහම එකතු කරලා මික්ස් කරලා කරන්න කිව්වා. තුන්වෙනි එක අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අත්දැකීම් ලැබෙන ක්‍රියාකාරකම් දාන්න ඕනේ. හතරවෙනි එක ඉංජිනේරින් ගැන කතා කරා යා. ඒක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. පස්වෙනි එක කණ්ඩායම් ක්‍රියාකාරකම් අනිවාර්යෙන් එකතු කළ යුතුයි. හයවෙනි එක ප්‍රශ්න විසඳන්න තීරණ ගන්න පුළුවන් ක්‍රම තියෙන ක්‍රියාකාරකම් එකතු කළ යුතුයි. අනිත් එක දරුවව ධෛර්යමත් කරන නිර්මාණශීලී ක්‍රියාවන් එකතු කරන්න ඕනේ. මේ හතට අමතරව පළවෙනිම කියුවේ තමයි IT කියන තාක්ෂණය කියන එක හැම කන්සෙප්ට් හතටම පොඩ යොදා ගන්න කියලා කිව්වා. මේක තමයි අද දවසේ සමරි එක.
හරි බොහොම ස්තුතියි. මම හිතනවා මේ වගේ මේ අද අපි ෆාතිමා මිස් කරා වගේ ඕගලන්ට සිංහලෙන් හොඳට පැහැදිලි කරන්න පුළුවන් හැමෝටම අවස්ථාවක් තියෙනවා. හැබැයි මම කරනවා නම් කලින් දැනුවත් කරන්න. හරි අපි මෙතනින් මම ගෲප්ස් වලට වෙන් කරනවා. වෙන් කරලා ඔයගලන්ට විනාඩි 8ක වෙලාවක් දෙනවා. ඒතකොට ගෲප්ස් විදියට ඔයගොල්ලෝ කතා කරගෙන ඊට පස්සේ අපි පටන් ගමු. වෙලා යන නිසා ඉක්මනට බ්‍රේක් කරන්න. Yeah. Now we can start from group 3. We can start from group 3. We will give 8 minutes for group number 3. Yeah, we will give.
I think we'll ask everyone to switch on their cameras.
Yeah, give me 1 minute. Miss
Okay.
Sukanti, can you help me to end the group session after 8 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, then you can start.
Okay, so Nabila, will you start? Sorry, you're doing the number 1, right? Nabila? Yes. Start. Can't hear you, on mute.
Sorry. Hi, I hope you all can hear me. So today we learn the concept. So I'm going to explain the first concept, that is engaging students with relevant real world applications. So how we can incorporate the STEAM education in our school curriculums. Like example, like I was saying, if the theme is animals for the month, if we can take them like real world example, like to take them to the zoo where they actually see the animals, maybe they can touch. So if we do have a theme like marine life or something, where we can take them to the aquarium, or like life hand, where they can touch, feel or see. So that's basically where we engage the children with real world examples. That's all about the first topic.
And the second one is connect different disciplines with interdisciplinary learning. That means like we need to, when we are doing an activity, we need to combine different disciplines like science and art, or maybe technology and art. Likewise, we need to combine, and we need to give opportunity for each child to combine whatever the disciplinary possible. So yeah, that's about it. And the third one,
දරුවන්ට අත්දැකීම් ලැබීම මම සිංහලෙන් එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරන්නම්. අපි ළඟට එන දරුවෝ විවිධාකාර වගේම අපි උගන්වන විදිහත් විවිධාකාරයි. එකිනෙකට ගුරුවරයාට වෙනස්. එතනදී මම පුංචි උදාහරණයක් ගන්නවා. අපේ ලංකාවේ ජනප්‍රිය චිත්‍රපටයක් රෝගාන පොකුණ. රෝගාන පොකුණේ ගුරුවරියට ලැබෙන්නේ ඉතාමත් දුෂ්කර ගම්මානක දුෂ්කර පාසලක්. මුහුදක් කියලා දෙයක් දැකලවත් නැති දරුවෝ තමයි ඒකේ ඉන්නේ. නමුත් මුහුද කියන සංකල්පය දරුවාට හරි ලස්සනට ඒ ගුරුවරයා ලබා දෙනවා. මුහුද පෙන්ලා නෙමෙයි ඒ සංකල්පය, ඒ ආසාව, ඒ ෆීලිං ලබා දෙන ගුරුවරියා ලස්සන පින්තූරකින්. ලොකු ලස්සන පින්තූරයක් කළු බෝඩ් එකේ ගහනවා. ඒකෙන් දරුවා තනිකරම මුහුදට ගිහිල්ලා ඒ සංකල්පය හිතට ඇතුළට අරගෙන මනසට අරගෙන තනිකරම මුහුද තමයි එයාගේ ජීවිතේ වෙන්නේ. ගුරුවරයෙක් වෙන්න ඕනේ ඒ විදිහට අවශ්‍යම අත්දැකීම ලබා දෙනවා. බොහොම සටනක් ලබා දීලා පුංචි දරුවන්ව මුහුද බලන්න එක්කනවා. මේ සංකල්පය තමයි අපේ පාසලේ වෙන්නේ. අපිට සමහර දේවල් පන්දිකාමට ගේන්න බැරි වෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒ දේවල් දරුවාට ලබා දෙන්න යම් යම් අපේ ක්‍රම උපායන් භාවිත කරන්න සිද්ධ වෙනවා. Thank you.
Then the fourth one is integrate EDP, engineering design process into the classroom. So that means by doing that, teachers can help students to develop critical thinking skills and how to solve real world problems. So EDP provides a flexible process that can help students to identify and solve problems they encounter. So let them make mistakes and find solutions as well.
I took the fifth one. I took the fifth one, that is the encouraging collaboration and teamwork. Basically, for example, if you see now we are as a team, we've been discussing things, and we are each other, we are giving ideas, sharing ideas, and then we are coming to solutions, and we are developing If there is a problem, then we are solving the problem, then we are working together, and as a project we've been working. Same thing in a classroom environment. When they are working together, they share ideas. For example, if we give a group activity for a child, in a group they will work together and they share ideas together, and they try to solve the problems. And then what happens is they feel that belonging in a group. We, as a team 3, we are all together. Same thing in a classroom, they feel it like they are belongingness in together in a classroom. So they engage each other, they improve and they share their ideas and they communicate to each other, so they develop so much. So this is a major important thing in this team, because collaboration is more important in each it is combining each steps into one. So it is more important in the curriculum.
I'm going to talk about the sixth one, fostering creative thinking. මං සිංහලෙන් එක explain කරන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ දරුවව නිර්මාණශීලීව හිතන්න අපි දිරිමත් කරන්න ඕනේ, පෝෂණය කරන්න ඕනේ. දැන් ළමයා එක වැඩක් කරන්න යද්දී හැම වෙලෙම එක කරන්න එපා කියන්නේ නැතුව එයාට ඒකෙන් අත්දැකීමක් ලැබෙන විදිහට අපි එයාව ඒක උනන්දු කරන්න ඕනේ, ඒ තීරණය කරන්න. එතකොට තමයි එයා ඒක අනිත් පාර ඒ වැඩේ වැරදි වුණත් ඒ වැඩේ ඒ තීරණ ඒ වැඩේ කරන්නේ නැතුව එයා දන්නවා දැන් මෙතන වතුර ටිකක් ගත්තොත් වතුර එක කෝපේ පිරෙන ගත්තොත් හැලේ. එයා අනිත් පාර ගන්නකොට එයාට දන්න ප්‍රමාණය අනුව ඒක ගන්න. ඒක නිසා හැමදාම මේක කරන්න එපා කියලා දරුවව අත්දැකීමක් කරන්නේ නැතුව එයාට තනිවම අත්දැකීමක් ලැබෙන විදිහට අපි එයාට උදව් කරන්න ඕනේ. Thank you.
Are you all done?
No, but there's one more.
1 minute.
Titi
1 minute
has
more.
to speak. Fostering creative thinking. Miss Karanone.
Yeah, just quickly, 1 minute more.
50. Number 50.
සිත්ති අන්මියුට් කරලා කතා කරන්න.
දරුවාගේ පෝෂණය කළ යුතු උදාහරණයක් ස්විමින් එකක් කරනකොට දරුවාගේ නිර්මාණශීලී විය යුතුයි. ඒක එකිනෙකට අර වැරදීමක් වුණොත් ඒක දරුවාගේ කල්පනාවේ ඒ විසඳෙන්න පුළුවන් විදිහට ඒගොල්ලන් ඒක තීරණය ගන්න පුළුවන් විදිහට ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ මයින්ඩ් එක හැදෙන විදිහට තියෙන්න ඕනේ.
හරි, thank you. Thank you. අපි ඊළඟට group 2. අපි අන්තිමට සමරයිස් කරමු මේ group 2. group 2 එකේ කට්ටිය ඉක්මනට එන්න. සුගත විනාඩි 8න් කතා කරන්න නැතත් නවත්තමු. මට කැමරා එක මයික් එක ඔන් කරන්න තර මම දන්නවා.
Okay, so we are going to do the explanation on English first. So Ms. Sugandhi, will you be able to start on the introduction?
Yes, today actually what we did, the session was about the curriculum. So planning a curriculum with STEM education. So all these days we were learning what is STEM and how to apply that in the education. Now it is falling into a category which we put it into the classroom in the format called curriculum, right? So my team will explain the methodologies further.
Ms. Rida. Okay, can we go ahead with Ms. Mitra? Can you go ahead?
You want me to go with number 2 also?
Yes.
Okay. So number 2, connect different disciplines with interdisciplinary learning. So according to Ms. Swal, the Da Vinci says art and science is connected, and it needs to be connected to give students to connect the disciplines. For example, she explained to us that there was suspension bridge in Nepal are examples that were created using the skills and which also help people to connect mountains or people to move by connecting these engineering disciplines with one another. So it's just not one. It's just it is many disciplines that is connected and brought together so that people help each other for a purpose. And on number 3, provide opportunities for hands-on learning. So only if students are given an opportunity for hands-on learning, which is a crucial component for a successful STEM curriculum, we cannot expect innovation unless an opportunity is given in a classroom for students. So opportunities need to start not only as adults, it needs to be started as kids from the play itself. So when we give them a chance to do hands-on activities, for example, like the color mixing, they learn and they learn to create. We give them the opportunity to create and learn by feeling, sensing, and all that. And number 4, integrate engineering design process into the classroom. By integrating, it helps to solve the real world problems. It provides a flexible process that let them solve, and at the same time, it gives them the opportunity to become a critical thinker. Critical thinking in the sense they get to feel, they get to see, and they get to research. Research plays a major role in this because by researching, they learn to solve that gap, and they also identify that there's a gap that is there. And so in order to do that, they come up with multiple ideas cannot just be put into place. It has to be tested. The prototype has to be tested and evaluated, and once it's evaluated, and it has to be redesigned for a proper product. So it's just not you come up with ideas. You come up with the ideas, you test the prototype, and you see if there are any mistakes. And if there is a mistake after evaluation, what is done is we redesign it for a proper product. So they learn by helping each other and understanding from the mistake. The EDP gets this into a stream work. And on number 5, encourage collaboration and teamwork. By collaborating, each team member shares their ideas. They communicate with one another and they understand the team members. Now, like all of us in this team are different people, we have different ideas, but while we talk and while we communicate, okay, let's do this topic, let's do that topic, we learn to share, we learn to communicate, and we also have the responsibility that we need to appreciate each other and foster that sense of community and responsibility. So we develop and collaborate and create a sense of community to which they belong. So I get the sense of community. I get the sense of responsibility that I'm in this community. I belong to this community. So I need to appreciate my team members and their perception, their ideas, thereby motivating, engaging, and gaining academic outcome. The ultimate goal is to be a successful human being. Okay, over to you, Kevina. 6 and 7.
Thank you. So challenging students with problem solving exercises. So we need to let the children solve problems. How we have to do it is, for example, like Dinesh said, so we need to let them create something with recycled items in hands-on exercises and challenge them to think in a way which is like a critical thinking way, and to have some alternative instead of, we be creating more plastic. So this is also very important to exercise them in their mind and how to create things where we create it for a safe environment. And also the other thing is fostering creative thinking. That is one of the disciplines that in STEM we learn it to we allow a human to be like that. So this develop creativity when she explained about when they had an earthquake, they have always mentioned about that you need to go underneath a bed or it has to be underneath a table. But in Nepal, that has never been a successful thing, because this is where she says that we have to train as educators. It is important for us to train the children on critical thinking. So if this is not the way, that what is the next alternative way? So as educators, it's very important we open up that kind of opportunities for children to think and to be creative and to have alternative to put it onto their lessons. So this is where we emphasize the fostering in for the future of the STEAM. So now I give it to for Sinhala lecturing. Miss Bakila, you can start.
Yeah, actually we are time up already. We have to get permission from sir whether we can continue.
No, I'll stop the 42. The 42. 1 minute is there.
Yeah, sir.
සුබ සියලුම දෙනාට අද අපිට කියලා දුන්නේ ස්ට්‍රීම් අධ්‍යාපනයේ විෂයමාලාවේ අන්තර්ගත කරුණු 7ක් පිළිබඳව. ඒකේ අනිවාර්යෙන් අපිට IT විෂය IT එක අනිවාර්යෙන් එකතු කරන්න කියලා මැඩම් අද දැනුවත් කළා. ඒ වගේම දැන් අපි උදාහරණයකට ගත්තාම පළවෙනි දේ අපිට කිව්වේ ස්වභාව ධර්මය සමග සහසම්බන්ධව නිර්මාණශීලී දරුවන් ලෝකෙට බිහි කරන්න ඕනේ. විවිධ පළාත් වලින් විවිධ සමාජ වලින් තමයි පෙර පාසලට දරුවන් එන්නේ. එතකොට මේ සියලුම දෙනා එකතු කරගෙන ඒකාබද්ධව තමයි අපි යම් නිර්මාණයක් ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම
හරි ඊළඟ නම්බර් 4 10 50කම් කරන්න පුළුවන්. නම්බර් 4 10 50කම් කරන්න පුළුවන්.
Good evening, sir. Today we discuss about how to implement the STEAM into our curriculums. There are 7 key components of successful STEAM curriculum. Engage students with relevant real-world applications. Number 2, connect different disciplines with interdisciplinary learning. Number 3, providing opportunity for hands-on learning activities. Number 4, integrate engineering design process into classroom. 5, encourage collaborating and teamwork. Number 6, challenge students with problem-solving exercises. Number 7, fostering creative thinking. So our members will explain each components. Sarah, miss.
Hello everyone, I'm Sarah Ahmad. I'm from group 4. So now until now our group several groups have done their part. So hope everyone knows what is the first key component. So the first key component is engage students into the real world. So it means like now whatever we do, whatever as we teachers, whatever we do in our classroom, children observe those and they apply that into their real world. So whenever they apply that, we teachers should be always be very careful about what we do, what we talk, how we teach and everything, because they observe everything and they will be applying that around the world. So then also we should always plan our STEAM. We should always plan our STEM curriculum with projects and activities, because when it goes in lecture based, those children are very small. So for not only for small children, for the adults also, we should not always go with a lecture based structure. We should try something new, like projects, activities, group assignments, something like that. So then when they are working with group works or else project activities, they might come across with they might feel what they have done. They might touch the things, or then they understand more. When they does something, they understand more. So we always have to try to plan something with projects and activities. So therefore this will allow children to develop their real world of applications that they are learning. Thank you.
Shall I speak about the number 7?
Second one, who is explaining?
I'll explain the 7th one.
Yes. Second.
7th one, fostering creative thinking. Okay. One of the primary goals of STEAM education is to nurture creativity and innovation. So fostering creative thinking is activities children learn to think critically, analyze information, or come up with creative solutions to problems. creativity through art strengthens the mind, and it's important to enrich lives. So there are so many creative activities that they can do, like mixing colors, art with natural material, create mosaics, etc. Thank you.
The third one is provide opportunities for hands-on learning. That is like it is always better to help children do something on their own. For example, like a project or an experiment. The main thing is like simple experiments for preschool students, like planting. So planting is a very good hands-on opportunity for the children. Instead of drawing on the board the seed and the plants, instead of that, it is always better we get down the pots, put soil, and then plant the seeds and water it every day to see the changes. Thank you.
Now I am encourage collaboration and teamwork. So how we have to see the how we work with the teamwork. A very important aspect of team education collaboration. What is this collaboration? STEM education involves the collaboration by bringing together various disciplines such as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. In a simple explanation, it means people from different areas, expertise, working together to teach and learn these subjects in an integrated way. And the second one is under the encourage collaboration and teamwork, next one, students can learn how to communicate effectively, share ideas, and develop problem-solving skills. So how if they are communicate effectively, they can share their ideas, they can solve their problems. We can do that. Then third one, students should be allowed to work in groups or pairs on projects and activities. That is better because then when they are working working in a group, they learn lot of things that they can share the ideas. Before that, we explain that share ideas and develop. They can solve problems when they are getting together, making pairs on each projects. They can it make be nice and can get a good effective things. And next one, it will help them understand and appreciate different perspectives and ways of thinking. So yeah, then now if they are thinking, they can think different ways. You can think another way, I can think another way. Then we can, when we are going to when we are get together in a group, we can share our ideas. And next one, working in groups can foster sense of community and belong in the classroom. Next one, improve motivation, engagement, and academic outcomes in STEM curriculum. Thank you.
Hello. Shall I start?
Yes, it's
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Among that 7 components, now I am going to describe about 6th one. The challenge students with problem solving exercises. ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් විසඳා ගන්න පුළුවන් විදිහට දරුවව අපි පුහුණු කරනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ it mean the problem solving is a critical skill for 21st century and it is an important part of STEAM education. ඒ කියන්නේ STEAM අධ්‍යාපන ක්‍රමයේ තියෙන මේ වැදගත්කම. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ දරුවට හැකියාවන් දියුණු කරගන්න 21st 20 වෙනි සතවර්ෂයට ගැලපෙන විදිහට දරුවව සූදානම් කරනවා ප්‍රශ්න විසඳා ගන්න. And in a STEAM curriculum, students should be given the opportunity to make on project that require them to identify problem and come up with creative solutions. ඒ කියන්නේ STEAM අධ්‍යාපන ක්‍රමයේ
ma'am time up.
Hi, thank you. අපි යමු group 1 වලට. ඒගොල්ලන්ට පුළුවන් 58 වෙනකම් කතා කරන්න. Group 1. Group 1 ඉක්මනට එන්න නැත්නම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ වෙලාව නැති වෙන මම 58ට ඉවර කරනවා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ පටන් ගන්න ඉක්මන නැත ඔයගොල්ලෝ වෙලාව ඉවර වෙන්නේ.
group 1 පරිවෙන් පටන් ගන්න.
ස්ටීම් ලෙසන් ප්ලෑන් එක විෂයමාලාව තමයි පළවෙනි එක IT. ඒකේ ස්වාභාවික ලෝකයට සූදානම් ළමයව සූදානම් කිරීම තමයි කරන්නේ. සංකල්පයට අනුව තේරුම් කර දීම. ඒ වගේම තමයි තමා කැමැති විදියට ක්‍රියා කිරීමට ළමයට ඉඩ දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම ළමයට ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් ඇක්ටිවිටීස් ඒ වගේ දේවල් දෙන්න ඕනේ. අර ෆ්ලෑෂ් කාඩ් ඒ වගේ නැතුව ඒක පරණ ක්‍රමයක් නිසා. ඒ වගේ මේ ළමයාට දෙවෙනි එක තමයි ඩිසිප්ලින්. ඒක ඇවිල්ලා පාවිච්චි කරන භාවිතා කරනවා අර ස්ටීම් පහම. ඒකෙන් ඇවිල්ලා යුනික් විවිධාකාර ළමයාට සුදුසු ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් ඇක්ටිවිටීස් කිරීමට නව තාක්ෂණ ක්‍රමයට සූදානම් කරන්න ඕනේ. thank you sir.
Zahra.
I have taken 4th and 5th. I think Raihan has to do the 3rd one.
Okay. Okay, I am going to explain third concept. Hands-on learning for kids should be interactive, fostering exploration and discovery. Keep activities simple. Provide ample opportunities for free play and observe them. So, for example, you can go with water play. Offer water play activity with containers, funnels, and sponge. You can go with the art and craft too. You can set up art stations with various color materials such as color paper, glue, and scissor. So we can allow children to express their creative thoughts, open-ended art projects. Thank you.
I'll be going with integrate engineering design process, EDP, into the classroom. Solving problem by critical thinking by applying EDP in STEM curriculum. That is, what is solving problem? For an example, we ask child to open a bottle and pour water into a glass or a cup. So when they pour, it spills. The first time they will spill the water, but the second time, the child tried to encounter it. This is wrong. I have to pour it in a manner where teacher shows me. Teacher pours and shows at the beginning, so that the child learns to solve problem in EDP. That means integrate engineering design process. Okay. Then learn from their mistakes. They are learning from their mistake. First step, the child has done the mistake. Then second time, the child is learning, like he has done a mistake and he is making that mistake correct. Then the fifth one is encourage collaboration and teamwork. Working in groups can foster a sense of community and belong in the classroom. Really, teamworks work a lot. The team works in teamwork. When we go with a teamwork, for an example, collage work, we are taking a group. So the child learns science, technology, English, mathematics, and arts. Okay, all 5 activities we are giving in that. The other one is improves, motivate, engagement, and academic outcomes in a STEAM curriculum. By working in teamwork, they get to collaborate and they improve in their STEAM curriculum. Thank you, sir.
Dushani, you can go with the higher Dushani. Dushani, mic off.
Sorry. Encourage collaboration and teamwork in Sinhala. අපි කණ්ඩායමයි කණ්ඩායමක් එක වැඩ කරනකොට සහයෝගයක් ඇති වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ අදහස් ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ අදහස් කොමාරු වෙනවා. ටීම් එකක් අතර විශ්වාසය වැඩි වෙනවා. විශ්වාසයෙන් ගෞරවය ඇති වෙනවා. බයෙන්තරව අදහස් කොමාරු කර ගන්නවා. ඒ අය අතර ඒ කියන්නේ ටීම් වර්ක් එකක් කියන අපි දෙයක් මොන හරි දුන්නාම සමහර දරුවෝ තනි වෙලා ගෙදර ඉන්න අය මේ ගෙදර ඉන්න අය ගොඩක් අය බලන්නේ අනිත් දරුවොත් එක්ක මේ ගොඩක් රණ්ඩු වෙලා වැඩ කරනවා. නමුත් අපි ටීම් වර්ක් එකකින් උගන්වන්නේ ඒ වගේ අදහස් සමාරු කරන එක එක්කෙනාට ෂෙයා කරගෙන අයිඩියාස් ෂෙයා කරගෙන බෙදා ගැනීමට පුරුදු වෙනවා. අපි මෙතන දරුවාට හැමදේම උගන්වනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ෂෙයා කරගෙන අයිඩියාස් එකතු කරගෙන hello
සුරේෂා ඔය කතා කරනවද අපේ? සුරේෂා කතා කරනවද අපේ?
ඔව් මම හත්වෙනි එක මේ මෑම් කිව්වේ ළමයාව ධෛර්යමත් කරන්න ඕනේ හැම වෙලේම. එයා දැන් චිත්‍රයක් ඇන්දොත් අනේ මේක හරි නෑ මෙහෙම අඳින්න ඕනේ කියන්නේ නැතුව බබාගේ අයිඩියාස් වලට අනුව ඒක අඳින්න දෙන්න ඕනේ. කලර්ස් එහෙම තෝරගද්දිත් දැන් අපි අහසක් ගත්තොත් අපි මේ නිල් පාට වගේ ගන්න දැන් බබා වෙන පාට ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒත් අපි ඒක ධෛර්යමත් කරලා නෑ මේක අපි කලර්ස් එයාට ඕන විදිහට ගන්න දෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා කිව්වා. ඒක අපි පස්සේ එයා මේ එයාගේක අව탁සේරු කරන්නේ නැතුව පසුවට කියලා දෙන්න පුළුවන් මෙහෙමයි පුතේ නිල් පාටයි මෙහෙම අහසට නිල් පාට ගන්න එහෙම කියලා කියලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. දරුවා කරන දේවල් හැම වෙලේම ධෛර්යමත් කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා තමයි මං හිතන්නේ.
හරි අපි කරුණ අපිට පැහැදිලි කරලා සිංහලෙන් පැහැදිලි බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
හරි group 5
Hello, everybody. As we all know, these days we are talking about STEAM education, and it is a combination of science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. Today we are going to talk about key components of STEAM curriculum. The first one is training children to the real world. It means we have to give education according to practical education. It means we can give activity-based education, practical education to them. If we take ocean as our lesson, some teachers difficult to take students to the beach. So what we can do is we can take beach to the classroom. We can take a basin to the classroom. After that, we can add some water there. If we need to make that water as salty water, we can add some salt also there, and we can use real sea sand. We can use real sea sand there, and we can put sea sand to the basin, as well as we can use plastic sea creatures to the basin, and we can give those toys to the children, and we can tell them to touch and feel those, as well as we can give sea sand also to them to touch and feel. Then they can take artificial sea experience, and they can learn by using real world experience. Sometimes teachers will be able to take students to the sea also. Then we can give chance to the children to make sand castles, as well as we can give chance, if it is safe, we can give them water, and sometimes if we can give sea salt to them, sea water to taste the salt to them. So that is means real world experience to the children. So thank you. I will give chance to my other group member.
Provide opportunity for hands-on learning. This is a crucial component in the STEAM education. I'm sorry, I lost it anyway. Crucial component of a successful STEAM curriculum. Students would be provided with opportunity to work in projects in as in groups and with collectively, so that they could all get real hands-on experience together. It will allow them to apply the concepts they have learned and develop deeper critical thinking, as well as they would like to learn and develop deeper critical thinking, understanding concepts when they work together collaboratively. Say we take a simple project of building blocks, in different colors. Creativity is there, the science aspect is there, the technology is there, because supposing they're building a rail track or a bridge or a car track. So there's the scientific part is there, the technology is there, the engineering is there, then the aesthetics, the art creativity part of colors, putting together colors in different ways in a more a beautiful manner. And then finally, mathematics as to how many blocks were taken to build that project. All these things would be inculcated in the young ones. So over to the next one. Thank you.
I am explaining concept number 2, connect different discipline with interdiscipline learning. Students should have the opportunity to apply what they are learned into the discipline to another discipline. Example, student might use the next skill they are learned to design and build a bridge in an engineering part. Thank you. Project.
Are you all done?
Doing the fourth part, integrate engineering.
Who's doing the EDP?
Yes, go ahead. Go on.
I'm doing part 7, but if you want, I'll just do this because there's no one to take it. The fourth one is to integrate engineering design process or EDP into the classroom. By integrating EDP into the STEAM, teachers can help kids develop critical thinking skills and learn how to solve real-life problems. EDP provides a flexible process that can help students identify and solve problems they face. By conducting background research, the developing and multiple ideas, you can integrate EDP into STEAM education. Fifth one, who's doing the fifth one? Nobody to do that?
Shall I do the sixth one?
Yeah, you're supposed to do the sixth, yeah.
Yeah. Then challenging, sorry, challenge student with problem solving exercises. Problem solving is a critical skill for the 21st century, and it's an important part of the STEAM education. In a STEAM curriculum, students should be given the opportunity to work on projects that comes with the creative solution by developing their problem solving skills. That's it.
Okay. The seventh point is fostering creative thinking. A successful STEAM curriculum should encourage creative thinking, and children should be given the opportunity to come up with their own ideas and to think outside the box. This will help them to develop their creativity and to see problems from a different perspective. We don't have to give them the solution. They have to get together and come out with the solution. For example, for a science lesson, if you put the children outside into the garden, they can collect the leaves, segregate them, count them, so that all the aspects of STEAM come together in one activity, which would be done outside in the garden. And while fostering creative thinking, encourage students to embrace failure and consider a myriad of ways a problem can be solved, so that when all minds come together, one problem can have different solutions. So that is to make them work together and also think together in a problematic situation.
Thank you. Group number 6. Group number 6. Group number 6.
Good evening, everybody. So in the past 2 days, we learned about what STEAM and STEM is, and we learned about what are these concepts. Today, Sachita ma'am taught us how it can be, how this concept, through using this concept, how we can develop a successful curriculum. So when developing a successful curriculum, we spoke about 7 different components that should be in existence. So the first one is we need to engage students with relevant real world applications. For example, if we are teaching shapes to kids, say when they have learned different shapes, we can even show a book, or we can ask them to spot, like if it's a rectangle, we can ask what shape is this, and also we can ask them to point out things in the classroom that are rectangles or triangles or circles. So it will be easy for them to relate to it when we do it in that way. And also, educators should plan STEAM curriculums that include more project-based activities where the children do the thinking, children do the experimenting, and children do the hands-on learning. So now I would like to hand over to Sheva to continue with the other components. Thank you.
Yes, Anjali, thank you so much. So I would like to elaborate on the point number 2 and 3. So point number 2 is about connecting different disciplines with interdisciplinary learning, which is one of the unique feature of the STEAM education. And this is where students get the opportunity to apply. So it's like, one discipline should be connected to another discipline. So Sachita madam explained this to us wonderfully with an example where a student who is very good in maths can connect engineering together. Like, for example, building a bridge. So when the bridge is being built, the engineering part and plus the maths can be connected. So point number 3 is providing opportunities for hands-on learning. So this could be one of the crucial component of a successful STEAM curriculum, where students are provided opportunities to do projects and activities. So when these projects and activities are done, it helps them to become more creative, more critical thinkers, and problem solving. They are able to solve their problem in their own manner. So if whatever the concepts they learn in the classroom, the application will be important. So they are able to apply that. And when they are doing hands-on learning, this will allow them get a very deeper understanding of what activity they do. So I would like Ms. Putika to do the explanation of the other points. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Suhail. So I'm going to explain in the 4th component, that is integrate engineering design process, EDP, into the classroom. Actually, as we know that this is the component that we can create the very creative innovators to the future world. Because once they do something, once they create something, they have to face the problem. They have to solve the problems, so then they will become very good critical thinkers. For an example, after including all this science, art, technology, and maths in the classroom, we can get this engineering part as final outcome. For an example, if we do a shape lesson, after doing all these things, we can give different shapes, we can put different shapes in front of the kids, and we can allow them to create something, create some different models according to as they wish. So then if there are 25 children in the class, there will be 25 items in the, they will create. So this is the place where they face the problem, as well as if they learn about the different leaves, so they can finally we can give different leaves. We can ask them to pick up different leaves from outside, and we can ask them to create something as they wish. And next, if they learn about animals, we can allow them to create farm or a zoo or different animals according to their wish. So then when we allow them to do this engineering design process in the class, there will be very good creative innovators we can create, we can give to the future society. So I think this integrate engineering design process in the STEAM education is very, very important. And next is encourage collaboration and teamwork. As we all know, when we are working with the team, we can communicate with each other, and the productivity will come out through working teamwork as a team. And not only that, the students will improve their interpersonal, intrapersonal skills, adaptability, respect each other, and sharing, caring. All these qualities they will learn by working with each other in a collaboratively. So I would like to invite Ms. Vatsala to continue our presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Buddhika. I'm going to talk about the 6th and 7th point. The 6th one is challenge students with problem-solving exercises. So when we are preparing our curriculum, we have to provide activities which the child the child is able to do. When the child is doing that, the child should be able to face some failures or mistakes, so that when the child makes a mistake, the child get an opportunity to correct it. That means the child will find a solution to come out and do it with the proper final product. Then she mentioned that this is the problem solving is one of the critical skill of the 21st century, and it plays a most important part of the STEAM education. Then the next point is the STEAM education. By applying the STEAM education, students should be given opportunity to work in a project. So when they do it project in a group work, when they come out with the problems and come out with creative solution, then by developing their problem solving skill, students will be better equipped with tackle real world challenges in the future. So this will lay a foundation for the child to face the real problem, to solve the challenges what the child faces in the real life. Then the 7th one is fostering creative thinking. Now, finally, a successful STEAM curriculum should encourage creative thinking. So students should be given an opportunity to come up with their own ideas and to think outside of the box. Now, when they are doing in a group project, when their problem comes, each child will come out with their own solution. Then here, the one thing they learn the team spirit as well. And the other thing, like they respect and they give importance to each and every child. Sometimes there may be arguments, sometimes they solve in a group. And at the end, they will do a final good product.
Ma'am, excuse me. Time up.
Yes. Thank you. I am done.
Thank you very much. මම හිතන්නේ හරි මම දැන් 11 කාලයි මම කැමති කතා කරන්න මුල් ළමාවේ ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් ඔෆිසර්ස්ලාට මේ සේරම ගෲප්ස් ගැන කමෙන්ට්ස් දෙන්න කියලා. ඒ වගේම මම මගේ අදහස කිව්වොත් මම තාම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන මට්ටමට ගෲප් එකේ ඉන්න හැමෝම ඇවිල්ලා නැහැ වගේ. එක එක ගෲප් වල සමහර අය හොඳයි හිටියා. නමුත් අවසාන ගෲප් එකේ මම හිතන්නේ ඒක අවසාන ගෲප් එකේ හිටපු සියලු දෙනාම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් සාර්ථක වුණා වගේ. මම දන්නේ මං කීප එක හරිද නැද්ද කියලා. අනිත් ගෲප්ස් වල මම දැක්කේ හොඳ අය හිටියා, සමහර අයගේ මදිකම තිබුණා. හරි මම ඊට වඩා හොඳයි මුල් ළමා නිලධාරීන්ට කතා කරන එක. අසිත මිස් කවුද අංජලි මිස් මම කැමතියි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ කමෙන්ට් එකක් ගන්න.
ඔව් ඇත්තටම අද දවසේ කරපු ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම බලනකොට ගොඩක් අය ඇත්තටම හොඳට ඉදිරිපත් කරා. නමුත් අර දැන් අද කතා කරා වගේ තාක්ෂණය භාවිතා කරන එක අපි ඒකත් හදාගත්තොත් අදහස් ප්‍රකාශ කිරීම අපි දැනගන්නවා වගේම අපි ඉගෙන ගන්නවා වගේම අපිට පුළුවන් නම් මේකට තාක්ෂණයත් එකතු කරන්න. අපි මෙතන කැමරාව පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ කොහොමද? ඒ දේවලුත් මේකට එකතු කරගන්න පුළුවන් නම් තවත් සාර්ථකයි. අවසානයේදී ඉදිරිපත් කරපු කණ්ඩායම මේ හැම එකක්ම හොඳට පාවිච්චි කරා. මම හිතන්නේ හැමෝන්ටම මම හිතන්නේ අද දවසේ හොඳම ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම පළවෙනි කීපයක් මට පළවෙනි කණ්ඩායමත් ඉදිරිපත් කරා. එතනින් මට එක කණ්ඩායමක් දෙකක් මම හිතන්නේ මිස් වුණා. මම දැකපු කණ්ඩායම් වලින් අන්තිම කණ්ඩායම සහ පළවෙනි කණ්ඩායමේ ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම සාර්ථකයි කියලා හිතුණා. අවසාන කණ්ඩායම අර කණ්ඩායමක් විදිහට ඒ වගේම තාක්ෂණයත් හොඳට පාවිච්චි කළා මේ අපි ඉගෙනගත් දේවලුත් මේකට එකතු කරලා ලස්සනට ඒක කරා කියලා මම අද දවසේ හිතනවා. Thank you.
Anjali miss ඉන්නවා නේද?
ඔව් මිස්ටර් කමාල්ගොඩ.
ඔව් අපි කැමති මිස්ගේ වචන කන්න.
ඔව් හරි. ඇත්තටම කිව්වොත් පළවෙනි ගෲප් එකත් එක්ක ගොඩාක් එක හොඳට පැහැදිලි කිරීමක් කරා. අනිත් එක තමයි එයාලා ඔක්කොම ගෲප් එකට සම්බන්ධ වෙලා වැඩ කරා. ඒක මම විශේෂයෙන් දැක්කා. මටත් ඇත්තටම ගෲප්ස් දෙකක් විතර මිස් වුණා. ඊට අමතරව මේ අන්තිම ගෲප් එක ගැනත් කියන්න ඕනේ. එයාලත් හොඳ සහයෝගීතාවයක් මම දැක්කා. ඒකම තමයි මෙතන ලැන්ග්වේජ් එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් කරගන්න එපා භාෂාව කියන එක. ඔයාලා මොන භාෂාවෙන් ඉදිරිපත් කරත් ඒකේ ඔයාගේ අදහස් ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න පුළුවන් භාෂාව පාවිච්චි කරන්න. ඒක සිංහලෙන් හෝ ඉංග්‍රීසි හෝ තමිල්. දැන් ඉස්සෙල්ලා මිස්ටර් කමල්ගොඩත් කිව්වනේ දෙමළ භාෂාවෙන් වුණත් පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. ඉතින් මේ ඔයාලට දෙන අවස්ථාව ගන්න. මම දැන් මේ දවස් 3ක් තිස්සේම දකින්නේ එකම පිරිසක් තමයි කතා කරන්නේ. කතා නොකරන පිරිසක් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් ඔයාලට මේ ලැබෙන අවස්ථාව ගන්න. මොකද ඔයාලා කන්ෆරන්ස් එකකට යන්න ඉන්නේ. එතකොට ඔයාලට මීට වඩා දේවල් මීට වඩා ඒ ඩිස්කෂන් ඒ දේවල් එක මූව් වෙන්න වෙනවා. ඒක නිසා තමන් මේ අවස්ථාවේදී තමන්ට තියෙන බයක් හරි චකිතයක් මොන හරි තියෙනවා නම් ඒ දේවල් නැති කරගන්න උත්සාහ කරන්න. මොකද ඔයාලා ටීචර්ස්ලා විදිහට ඒ දේවල් ඇත්තෙම අපිව මග අරගන්න ඕනේ. ඉස්සරහට අපි යන්න ඉන්න ඒ දේත් එක්ක ඒ දේවල් කොහොමත් අවම වෙන තරමට හොඳයි. මම කියන්නේ හැම කෙනෙක්ම මේක chance එකක් ගන්න. ඒක මිස් කරගන්න එපා. ඕකේ.